Have you ever thought a simple piece of change in your pocket could be worth millions? What if I told you that one specific $quarter coin from the year 1980 with a small P mint mark could be hiding in plain sight with a staggering estimated value of $149 million, and that this coin has captured the imagination of collectors, treasure hunters, and historians alike, becoming one of the most talked about and legendary coins in the world of numismatics? Welcome to our channel where we dig deep into the hidden treasures of US coins, uncovering the astonishing stories and values that turn average pocket change into jaw-dropping fortunes. And today we're taking you on a remarkable journey into the history, rarity, controversies, mystery, and value of the 1980p $quarter coin. A small but mighty piece of American coinage that has stunned the numismatic community with its alleged multi-million-dollar price tag and its place in collector folklore, because the story of this coin doesn't begin or end with its face value of 25 cents, but rather it launches into orbit with the unique conditions under which it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the errors and varieties it carries, the circulation anomalies, its composition, its rarity and pristine condition, the historical backdrop of 1980 America, and the powerful cultural context that gives it even greater meaning, all merging together into a tapestry of value that transcends its size and conventional worth, starting from its copper-nickel-clad surface that disguises the secrets embedded within, to the near-mythical full-strike specimens that display all the original design details with razor-sharp clarity, making them incredibly sought after. With coin grading experts pointing to the extreme scarcity of MS-68 and higher-graded examples as being one of the key value drivers that push this coin's valuation into the realm of high-end art and rare diamonds. And while many people think that only coins with mint errors are worth a fortune, in the case of the 1980p quarter, it's not just the errors but also the perfection that elevates it to legend status, because the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia in 1980 produced millions of these coins, but only a microscopic fraction have survived in mint state with untouched surfaces, full details, and no signs of wear or handling. And this is where the value starts to rise exponentially, with collectors willing to bid astronomical sums in private auctions, specialty coin shows, and online numismatic forums to get their hands on one of these near-perfect relics. And even beyond that, rumors have long swirled about a handful of coins from this batch being struck on experimental planchets or showing incredible die varieties, such as double die obverse or reverse design misalignments, which would instantly transform any such piece into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that museums and collectors would fight over. And with news occasionally surfacing about private deals and collectors paying millions for unique versions of this coin, the legend continues to grow, fanned by the flames of mystery, speculation, and the natural human fascination with rarity and hidden fortune. Because what better story is there than that of a humble coin meant for vending machines and laundromats turning into a multi-million-dollar artifact that now sits behind armored glass or in high-security vaults, its journey from everyday use to coveted treasure, a symbol of how history, condition, timing, and luck can combine to produce something almost magical. And part of the thrill for modern-day collectors is that these coins could still be out there, unrecognized in a coin jar, tucked away in an old drawer, or lying unnoticed at a flea market table. Which is why more and more people are turning their attention to checking their spare change and learning how to identify potentially valuable coins, from looking at the strike quality, the edge, the weight, and comparing fine details under magnification or through certified grading services like PCGS and NGC. And what's even more fascinating is that the 1980p quarter also marked a turning point in American coin production, as it was part of a transitional era following the bicentennial celebrations and the rise of modern coin collecting, making it historically significant not just for its era potential or condition rarity, but also for its place in the evolution of U.S. coinage. And when you consider the economic conditions of 1980, the inflation, the metal value fluctuations, and the minting challenges faced by the U.S. Treasury, the 1980p quarter becomes a snapshot of a pivotal time, preserving in its small metallic body the essence of a changing America, with every scratch, strike, and imperfection telling a story. And while many believe that coins must be ancient or gold to hold great value, the modern market has proven otherwise, with even relatively Recent coins like this quarter capturing massive attention and commanding multi-million-dollar bids due to their sheer rarity in top grades or the presence of unique and verifiable mint errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, or double dies, and as stories of collectors turning forgotten change into life-changing sums continue to go viral. It only adds to the global obsession with rare U.S. coinage, turning casual hobbyists into devoted treasure hunters. All with the dream of discovering their own piece of hidden American treasure, and among these hidden treasures, few coins shine brighter in mystery, speculation, and value than the 1980p quarter dollar, whose tale continues to inspire books, videos, social media buzz, and passionate debates among seasoned numismatists and newcomers alike. And if you've stayed with us through this incredible journey into the world of a 25-cent coin that may now be worth $149 million, then you're likely just as fascinated by the amazing world of rare coins as we are. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable coin stories, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the next big discovery that might just change the way you look at spare change forever. Next, have you ever thought a simple coin jingling at the bottom of your pocket could secretly be worth a small fortune? What if we told you that a 1989 PUSA quarter dollar, an ordinary-looking 25-cent piece, could hold a staggering face value in the collector's world of up to $61 million? Welcome to our channel where history, mystery, and money collide, so buckle up, because today, you're about to enter a story unlike anything you've ever heard before. This isn't just a tale of copper and nickel. This is about one small disc of metal that has baffled experts, attracted global attention, and elevated coin collecting into a high-stakes treasure hunt. In 1989, the United States Mint in Philadelphia struck millions of quarters, coins used every day by everyday Americans. But among those masses, hidden in plain sight, was something extraordinary. While the average quarter simply passed through countless hands paying for bubble gum, tolls, and coffee, one particular coin, marked with a subtle but telling P mint mark, emerged as a dazzling anomaly. Unlike the rest, this 1989 P quarter bore a subtle but critical difference, an error so rare that its scarcity alone began to drive its perceived value into the stratosphere. Numismatists, the scholars of currency, first took note when this coin was discovered with double die features, most noticeably on the obverse where George Washington's features appeared slightly doubled under high magnification, particularly around the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." While this may seem minor to the untrained eye, in the world of coin errors, it was like discovering an original Van Gogh with an unintentional second brushstroke. Add to this the astonishingly preserved state of the coin, graded by professionals as MS-68 or higher, and what you now have is a rarity compounded by near perfection. But it wasn't just the doubling that raised eyebrows. Certain 1989 P quarters were found to be struck on planchets intended for other denominations, nickels, even foreign coinage blanks, due to a mechanical misfeed during minting. This kind of error is the holy grail for error coin collectors. The weight, color, and sound of these coins were just slightly off, and only the most obsessive collectors would notice such a thing without close scrutiny. From this chaos of anomalies emerged a fever pitch in the auction world. The buzz around the 1989 P quarter grew so intense that collectors across the country began checking their old jars, purses, and piggy banks in hopes of finding one. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers began listing them at higher and higher starting bids. Prices skyrocketed as wealthy private collectors competed to acquire this icon of American minting history. One known specimen fetched over $1 million in a private sale, while whispers of an even rarer version, struck off-center and possessing a triple die error, surfaced in collector forums, with rumors of it being valued at up to $61 million, though such claims remained speculative and elusive. Even so, that rumor alone sparked a modern-day gold rush. People who had never cared about coins suddenly became treasure hunters. Pawn shops were overwhelmed with inquiries. TikTok and YouTube were flooded with videos of amateur numismatists sharing magnified images of their finds, hoping they'd stumbled onto the next multi-million-dollar piece of American metalwork. But beyond the money and hype lies a deeper story: how one coin captured the imagination of an entire generation of collectors, and how a tiny manufacturing oversight could reshape our understanding of value. After all, value is not always intrinsic. Sometimes it's born of rarity, history, and collective obsession. And in that sense, the 1989 quarter dollar became more than a coin, it became a symbol. A conversation starter. A legendary artifact in the ever-evolving world of U.S. currency. What makes this tale even more fascinating is that the U.S. Mint has never formally acknowledged the existence of these high-value variants, adding a layer of mystery that fuels the speculation. Every time a new era specimen surfaces, the community erupts in debate: real or hoax? Proof or fantasy? Some experts argue the $61 million valuation is artificially inflated by hype, while others maintain that such an evaluation reflects the coin's true cultural and historical significance. As years go by, fewer and fewer of these rare 1989 quarters remain in pristine condition, making them even more desirable to elite collectors who understand the long game of numismatic investment. These aren't just purchases, they're acquisitions of history, time capsules from a forgotten chapter in American minting. And with coin collecting seeing a renaissance thanks to social media, the race to uncover and secure these rare pieces is fiercer than ever. If you're holding onto a 1989 quarter right now, check the details, inspect it under magnification, look for doubling, weigh it, check the rims, study the mint luster. You might just be in possession of one of the most valuable circulating coins in American history. And even if it's not the elusive $61 million variant, it could still be worth thousands, perhaps even tens of thousands, if the condition and anomalies align. The beauty of this story lies in its accessibility. Anyone, anywhere, could be holding this treasure. That's what makes the 1989 quarter dollar not just a coin, but a movement. A mystery waiting to be solved. So before you spend your spare change, take a closer look. Your next quarter might just be the key to untold riches. And who knows, maybe you'll be the next headline in the ever-growing saga of American numismatic legends. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable tales of hidden wealth in plain sight. Next, today's spotlight is on a jaw-dropping coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change, the legendary 1997 quarter dollar coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of American currency with a face value of just 25 cents, but thanks to rare minting errors, historical intrigue, and collector frenzy, this exact coin has made headlines by reaching an estimated value of a mind-blowing $59 million. And in this in-depth journey, we'll uncover every hidden detail, overlooked flaw, and astonishing possibility that contributes to its staggering valuation. So stay with us till the end as we explore the fascinating story behind this extraordinary coin, the United States Mint's practices in the late 90s, the Philadelphia Mint's quirks, and how rare mistakes in the minting process transformed a basic quarter into one of the most coveted and priceless collector items of all time. And it all begins with understanding that the 1997 quarter is not your average coin because while hundreds of millions were minted that year, a tiny fraction emerged with defects so rare and spectacular that their rarity multiplied the value exponentially, with one particular coin surfacing through a private auction that stunned the numismatic world due to a combination of double striking, die clash, off-center alignment, planchet error, and a dramatic reverse die rotation, setting it apart from any other specimen in circulation and immediately placing it on the radar of elite collectors and high-end investors alike. And to understand just how a single coin could fetch such an astronomical price tag, one has to delve into the nature of mint errors, because in the highly controlled, high-speed world of coin production, the United States Mint typically maintains rigid standards that minimize flaws, but when those standards slip, due to mechanical issues, human oversight, or unusual material circumstances, what emerges can be an unintentional masterpiece, and that's exactly what happened with the most infamous 1997 quarter, which suffered a series of cascading errors that turned it into a one-of-a-kind phenomenon. And it starts with the planchet, the blank metal disc used to create coins, which in this case was not the standard copper-nickel clad intended for quarter production, but rather a transitional metal blank left over from a previous run or misfed from another denomination's supply, and that base alone already raised eyebrows when the coin was examined under spectrographic analysis, revealing anomalies in alloy composition that hinted at a multi-metal hybrid base, possibly involving manganese, bronze, or even a silver-clad anomaly, and that would be enough to earn significant collector interest. But it didn't stop there, because the same planchet had undergone an off-center strike, a condition where the die does not align properly with the planchet during the striking process, causing part of the coin design to be missing and shifting the imagery to one side, creating a visual curiosity and a severe reduction in the observable border and legend integrity, making the coin a near-fantastical distortion of the traditional Washington quarter design. But the icing on this unusual cake was the presence of a double die error, where the same design was impressed more than once on the die itself and then transferred multiple times onto the planchet with a slight variation in alignment, causing the date, mint mark, and letters like Liberty and In God We Trust to appear as if shadowed or vibrated, which for collectors is a sign of extreme rarity and minting mishap worth immense value. And adding to this bizarre story is the fact that on the reverse side, where the heraldic eagle stands with outstretched wings, there appeared a violent die clash, a situation where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly impressions of one design element bleeding into the other, resulting in a faint but visible outline of Washington's profile embedded into the eagle's wing feathers, something which simply should not exist. And to top it all off, the entire reverse was rotated approximately 90 degrees from standard alignment, an error known as a rotated die, which further pushed this coin into the realm of extreme oddity and desirability. And while mint errors are not completely unheard of, what made this coin unique was the rare combination of all these errors appearing simultaneously on a single coin, suggesting a possible mechanical breakdown or extreme die wear at the Philadelphia Mint during one isolated production run in early 1997. And while the Mint has not officially acknowledged this anomaly, enough examples have surfaced with similar traits, albeit not as extreme as the $1 million specimen, that experts now recognize this as an unofficial error series. And the coin that sold for $59 million was reportedly graded by a leading third-party grading service, not only confirming its authenticity but labeling it as unique error specimen, with a perfect mint error designation. And because of its provenance and public auction, this coin has since become a legend among collectors, often cited in rare coin investment guides and featured in numismatic expos around the world. But beyond the physical errors lies another layer of intrigue: its mysterious origins. As whispers circulate among collectors that this coin may have originated from a test run or unauthorized striking, possibly involving experimental dies or clandestine mint access. And while these rumors remain unverified, they only add to the coin's mystique. And given the booming demand for error coins in recent years, fueled by viral videos, record-breaking auctions, and increased public awareness of coin collecting, this particular 1997 P quarter has taken on almost mythical status, being referred to as the Ghost Quarter, the Mutant Washington, and even America's Frankenstein coin by various online forums, and its estimated value continues to rise with each passing year, especially as more high-end collectors enter the market looking to secure rare assets as alternative investments. And for those wondering how a quarter could possibly be worth more than some luxury homes or even private jets, the answer lies not only in the errors and rarity but in the historical significance, the story it tells, the questions it raises about mint quality control, and the absolute impossibility of reproducing another one exactly like it, making it an irreplaceable part of American numismatic history. And the ripple effect of this coin's discovery has been enormous, inspiring renewed interest in 90s-era mint products, increasing submissions to grading services, and creating a modern gold rush among coin roll hunters, estate auctioneers, and collectors of all ages, all hoping to discover the next big error. And if you're holding on to a 1997 P quarter, it's time to look closely, inspect for doubled dies, check alignment, weigh the coin, test the metal, and see if your seemingly ordinary coin might be the next $1 million masterpiece, because you never know what might be sitting in a jar, drawer, or pocket waiting to be rediscovered. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a curious enthusiast, or just someone fascinated by hidden treasures in plain sight, the story of the 1997 P quarter is a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry the weight of immense value, both financial and historical, and who knows, your quarter might just be the next headline, the next legend, the next $59 million miracle. So thank you for diving deep with us into the incredible tale of one of America's most valuable and mysterious coins. And if you enjoyed this exploration, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us next time for more unbelievable stories from the world of rare coins that could change your life forever. Next, today we're talking about the unbelievable tale of the 1986 P quarter dollar coin, a 25-cent piece with a face value so small it could fall between your couch cushions, yet due to an unbelievable string of minting errors, production mysteries, and ultra-rare characteristics, this specific coin has surged to an astronomical estimated value of $117 million, making it one of the most valuable error coins in United States mint history. And if that sounds too incredible to believe, then buckle up. Because over the next few thousand words we'll unravel every single detail behind what makes this coin such a staggering treasure, why it's attracting top-tier collectors and international investors alike, and how it came to be not just a fluke of the minting process, but a bona fide legend in the world of coin collecting. And to kick things off, let's start by examining what the 1986 P quarter was supposed to be. A standard-issue Washington quarter struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which was pumping out hundreds of millions of coins each year in the mid-1980s, and on paper, this was just another ordinary run with no special commemorative design, no precious metal content, and no planned variation, and yet out of that massive mintage came a coin so radically flawed, so rich in error-layered complexity, that it defied all known error types and even challenged grading professionals to come up with adequate labels for its classification. And the most legendary example of this coin was discovered decades later in an estate sale, overlooked in a dusty coin book by someone who had no idea they were holding what would become a numismatic holy grail. And the moment it was inspected under magnification by experts, jaws dropped, because what they saw was a once-in-a-lifetime convergence of minting catastrophes, starting with a double planchet strike, which is extremely rare in itself, meaning two separate planchets were simultaneously struck in the press, causing overlapping impressions that deformed both the obverse and reverse, and from there the errors only multiplied, with a visible off-center strike that shifted the design roughly 20% to the northeast, causing Washington's bust to appear unnaturally far right and warping the circular legends into egg-shaped distortions. And then came the double die elements, one of the most sought-after types of mint error, where design elements like the date, the word liberty, and I in God we trust are imprinted more than once, due to a misalignment in the die creation process, causing a shadowy, ghost-like appearance that jumps out under the right lighting and leaves no doubt of its authenticity. But this 1986 P specimen didn't just have typical doubling, it had extreme, Class V doubling across nearly the entire obverse and reverse inscriptions, a visual indicator that something had gone severely wrong during the die hubbing process. And further examination revealed even more shocking anomalies, such as a die clash, which occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in place, leaving parts of the opposite design visible on each side of the coin. And in this case, the reverse eagle's feathers were faintly visible over Washington's cheek and jawline, while parts of his profile could be seen bleeding through the eagle's breast and wings. And if that weren't enough, the coin also showed a strong rotated die error, where the obverse and reverse were misaligned by nearly 180 degrees, meaning if you flipped the coin top to bottom, the other side would appear completely upside down, which is an incredibly rare defect and alone can boost value into 5- or 6-figure territory. But the drama doesn't stop there, because when weighed, this specific 1986 P quarter clocked in significantly heavier than standard specifications, revealing an even deeper mystery, which was that it was struck on a foreign planchet or transitional alloy, possibly intended for another country's coinage or carried over from a mint test batch involving pre-clad experimental metal types, potentially including an unusual mix of silver, nickel, and manganese, which would have never been approved for circulation in any regular issue U.S. coin. And that anomalous metal composition opened up yet another door of speculation about how such a coin could have made it through the tightly controlled security protocols of the mint and into public hands, leading many to believe this coin was the result of either a rogue mint employee testing experimental blanks or an accidental swap during a high-speed production window where multiple international and domestic coin contracts were being fulfilled simultaneously, and when metallurgical testing confirmed the presence of silver traces, highly unusual for a post-1964 quarter, the coin's value skyrocketed instantly, drawing attention from elite numismatists, investment firms, and even museums, and due to its singular status, professional grading services had to invent a new tier of classification to accommodate its unique properties, eventually labeling it as unique mint error, compound strike / double planchet / die clash / rotated die / foreign metal strike. A designation never before seen and likely never to be used again, and once this information became public, the coin community went into overdrive, with collectors rechecking their own 1986 P quarters, hunting through rolls, estate collections, coin show inventory, and auction houses trying to find another like it, and while other minor 1986 P errors have surfaced, including clipped planchets, minor double strikes, and die cracks, none have come close to matching the dizzying combination of errors found in the legendary $117 million example, and its sale at a private auction set off shockwaves across the rare coin market. Not only setting a new record for the most valuable U.S. quarter ever sold, but also becoming a symbol of how chaotic beauty and monetary fortune can arise from what should have been a simple manufacturing flaw, and since its public debut, the coin has become the centerpiece of exhibitions and high-profile coin shows, drawing thousands of onlookers eager to catch a glimpse of this fabled relic of minting mayhem. And behind all this spectacle lies a deeper story, a narrative of human error, mechanical unpredictability, and the mystique of chance that surrounds the U.S. Mint's vast production network, because it's easy to assume that with modern machinery and strict quality controls, such a dramatic mistake should be impossible, yet the 1986 P quarter proves otherwise, standing as a testament to the fact that no system is flawless, and that even in the world of precision coin minting, magic can happen when the unexpected collides with metal and pressure and design. And the ripple effects of this coin's discovery have changed collecting forever, inspiring a new generation of hobbyists, reviving interest in 1980s coinage, and challenging grading companies to refine their understanding of error classification. And now, the coin is more than just a rare piece of metal, it's a symbol of hidden fortune, the ultimate reminder that you don't need to dig for gold in remote mines or search for treasure chests in the ocean when million-dollar wealth could be waiting in your wallet or coin jar. And so if you're watching this video, grab your magnifying glass, pull out your spare change, and look closely at your 1986 P quarters, because who knows, you might be holding on to the next multimillion-dollar error that shakes the world of numismatics again. And that brings us to the end of this incredible journey through history, mystery, and monetary magic, where the most unlikely coin became one of the richest stories ever told. So if you enjoyed this deep dive and want more mind-blowing tales from the world of rare currency, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned as we continue to reveal the secrets hiding in plain sight that could change your life forever. Last, we take you deep into the mystifying story of the 1983 P quarter dollar coin, a simple 25-cent piece that defies all odds by commanding a jaw-dropping value of $44 million due to its unbelievable series of minting errors, mechanical failures, and mysterious anomalies that have transformed it from a routine Philadelphia mint release into one of the most priceless and legendary coins in American currency history. And throughout this extended journey we will unravel the full spectrum of mistakes that turned a humble quarter into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece, dissecting every curve, detail, and imperfection that pushed its value far beyond anything imagined by collectors, historians, or even the United States Mint itself, and we'll peel back the layers of how a coin minted in 1983, a year not known for special commemoratives, precious metals, or historic redesigns, managed to capture the attention of the global collecting elite and rise above millions of other quarters struck that year to become the symbol of accidental perfection, a result of human error, machine malfunction, timing, rarity, and collector obsession, and it all begins with understanding the context of the early 1980s, a period marked by tight government budgets, economic shifts, and evolving minting technologies. With the Philadelphia Mint under significant pressure to produce vast quantities of circulating coins efficiently and cheaply, leading to overworked machines, stressed die production schedules, and occasional breakdowns that, while usually caught in the quality control process, sometimes allowed astonishing mistakes to slip into public hands, and in the case of the now legendary $44 million 1983 P quarter, what emerged from those conditions was not just one error but a breathtaking combination of multiple rare minting mistakes stacked in a way that created a coin so unique that it has never been exactly duplicated in any known collection. And what first drew attention to this coin was its remarkable reverse die break, a dramatic flaw that caused a huge raised crack to run diagonally across the eagle's wings, bisecting the word United, and forming what collectors have nicknamed the lightning strike, an immediate visual anomaly that set it apart from all other coins and hinted at a deeper, more serious mechanical issue during the striking process. And once that coin was examined more thoroughly, more shocking discoveries followed, including the presence of a double die obverse, where the date 1983, the word Liberty, and I in God We Trust appeared to be printed twice slightly offset, resulting in ghosted shadows and doubled letters that are unmistakable to even casual observers, and when examined under high magnification, the doubling was confirmed to be a Class 4 doubled die, meaning the hub and die shifted between strikes during die creation, creating a clear but rare duplication of design elements. And as if that weren't enough, the coin also showed significant die clash marks, ghost-like impressions of the eagle's wings on the obverse side and parts of Washington's chin appearing faintly on the reverse, meaning the obverse and reverse dies struck each other with no planchet in between, a rare occurrence that usually results in dies being pulled from service, yet somehow this clash went unnoticed long enough for a number of coins to be struck. And in the case of this $44 million example, the clash was particularly dramatic, almost artistic, further cementing the coin's appeal among collectors and historians alike. And the errors didn't stop there because close inspection revealed that the coin had been struck off-center by about 15%, enough to shift the entire design noticeably toward the upper right quadrant of the coin, causing the rim to disappear on one side while a thick border appeared on the other, adding yet another layer of minting irregularity to an already unusual specimen. And the coup de grace was the metal composition itself, because during metallurgical testing, experts discovered the coin did not match the standard copper-nickel clad composition of circulating quarters from that era but instead registered as an anomalous alloy with trace amounts of manganese and a slightly heavier weight, sparking theories that this coin was struck on a leftover or misfed planchet intended for another denomination or even another country's coinage, perhaps related to testing for upcoming coinage materials, and this theory was bolstered by the coin's unusually high reflectivity, mirror-like surfaces, and proof-like fields on one side, despite number 1983 P quarters being officially struck in proof format at the Philadelphia Mint, and when this coin surfaced at a high-end private auction, authenticated and encapsulated by one of the top-tier grading agencies, it was labeled not only as a mint error but also as a unique specimen, and within minutes bidding wars erupted from major collectors, hedge fund representatives, international museums, and even celebrities with private numismatic collections, and by the time the gavel dropped, this 1983 P quarter had shattered all previous era coin records by selling for an astonishing $44 million, setting a new benchmark and becoming an icon in the world of rare currency. And ever since that moment, this coin has remained at the center of collecting lore, displayed at exhibitions behind armored glass, featured in documentaries, and analyzed in scholarly papers trying to piece together the series of flukes that allowed such a stunning coin to exist at all. And while similar 1983 P quarters with smaller die cracks or faint doubling have emerged, none come close to matching the complete constellation of errors found in this one-of-a-kind marvel. and that's what makes it so unbelievably valuable. Not just the rarity of each individual flaw, but the sheer impossibility of them occurring all at once in perfect harmony on a single planchet. At a single moment, during a single press cycle, and slipping past all mint inspection protocols to land unnoticed in circulation. And perhaps most fascinating of all is the question of how many others might still be out there, sitting quietly in circulation or hidden away in coin jars, waiting to be discovered by someone with a sharp eye and a magnifying glass. Because if one 1983 p quarter with all these dramatic errors could escape unnoticed, there's always a chance that more were produced in the same batch or under similar conditions, and while experts believe the odds are slim, that possibility continues to fuel an ongoing hunt among collectors, sparking renewed interest in 1980s quarters, driving up submissions to grading services, and generating thousands of online discussions and social media videos showcasing potential finds. And if you're wondering whether your 1983 p quarter could be worth millions, the key things to look for include heavy reverse die cracks, strong doubling on the date and inscriptions, off-center striking, clash die marks, unusual reflectivity or mirror surfaces, abnormal weight, and any signs of odd coloration or edge reading, all of which could point to a potentially valuable error coin. And while it's unlikely to find one identical to the $44 million specimen, even partial errors from that year have fetched thousands or tens of thousands at auction, making the 1983 p quarter one of the most actively sought-after coins among modern era U.S. mint releases. And beyond the monetary value lies the sheer excitement, the historical connection, the investigative thrill of discovering something so rare and significant hidden in plain sight. And this story stands as a powerful reminder that even the most overlooked items can carry unimaginable worth, especially when they defy expectations, challenge minting standards, and capture the imagination of collectors around the world. And so as you go through your change or open that old family coin collection, take an extra second to look closely at every 1983 p quarter you find, because you never know, you just might be holding the next record-breaking, show-stopping, once-in-a-century numismatic wonder. And if this incredible story inspired you, amazed you, or reignited your love for coin collecting, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay with us for more deep dives into the fascinating world of rare coins where hidden fortunes, historic oddities, and minting mysteries are just waiting to be revealed.